is happening? Welcome to episode 38 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh. I've got Hate Zero with an X. How are you, dude?
I am well. I am your player 2. I am Hate Zero, the hero.
Oh, boy.
Yep.
Okay, well, hey, before we get into this, a word from our sponsors. audibletrial.com/NPC is going to get you a free audiobook of your choice. And I just finished up Super Mario, How Nintendo Conquered America. And I gotta say, it's pretty dang good. Other than, I think there's either typos in the book or the guy reading it had a few errors because I'm like, what? He referred to Mario Party as Mario's Party. I was like, nope, not my Mario Party. So, anyway, audibletrial.com/NPC. Guys, I am sitting in a gaming chair from opseat.com. And right now, pretty much their entire inventory is on sale. And you can save an extra $10 by using the code N64Josh. So that's opseat.com, coupon code N64Josh. And I highly recommend these chairs. Very comfortable. I've been very impressed with it. I've had it about a month now, and I'm actually going to have a full review up on my YouTube channel very soon. So opseat.com coupon code N64Josh. So, lastly, we do the show live Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I know it's a little late if you're on the East Coast, but hey, it's just the way it is. So, we want to thank everybody for being here. We do it on twitch.tv/N64Josh. I see Paliners in the chat already and a few other people lurking. Welcome. Hello. We are glad you're here. This show is also, if you want to catch the video after the fact, you can find it on youtube.com/N64Josh. There's Kirby Geek. Hello. And, of course, our show notes are going to be on the lootcave.com/NPC38. Okay, my friend, how's your week been?
Pretty good. I need to go back to our intro. I forgot to say, what up, NPC fam? I know the people like that, so I tried to do something for the people.
That's one way to get them to write reviews. Yeah. Negative reviews.
No, they'll be great. NPC fam. They're part of the family. When you're here, you're family.
Oh, is this Olive Garden? Come on.
What? No. they're just family.
That's their slogan.
No, that's not their slogan. Their slogan's like Olive Garden. Yum. No. Anyways. I'm pretty sure that's it, right?
I don't want to talk anymore.
Okay. Well, this will be an awkward podcast.
Yeah. Hey, what'd you pick up this last week?
I only picked up one game, sadly, but it's a great game. SteamWorld Dig 2.
Da-da-da-da.
I'm liking it.
Cool.
What have you picked up this week?
I think the better question is, what haven't I picked up this week?
Yeah, I saw some of the pictures. Pretty crazy.
Yeah, and one game's eluding me right now. I'm not sure what's up with that, so we need to do a little detective work and figure it out. But Pokken Tournament, Dragon Ball Z, Xenoverse 2, and Lego Ninjago, the movie. And I gotta say, I've been actually very surprised by all of them. We'll get into a quick review section a little later on. And I have also been doing reviews, like full-on reviews on my YouTube channel as well. So with game footage and whatnot. But yeah, put a lot of time into those. Played more Metroid. Still loving it. The further I get into it, the more I love it. And bro, I got an NES with like, I don't even know how many games. I didn't count, but it's a lot. My stack of NES games is getting tall. It's getting very tall.
So where'd you find them? Can you get into any of that?
OfferUp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I happened to type it in. Dude was asking a certain price. I lowballed him a little bit, and he was like, sure. I met him same day, and it had games I didn't have in the collection, which was great, like Contra, Metroid, DuckTales.
Oh, nice.
And then Puss in Boots, The Adventures of Puss in Boots, which I, hadn't ever heard of, but was talking to somebody, and they were like, it's not really a it's not really a common title. It's kind of a little bit above common. So I was kind of stoked to see that. It had a handful of other games too, like some sequels, Empire Strikes Back, and I have the first Star Wars. So I was just really stoked to get a handful of games. I posted a picture on my Instagram yesterday of the original NES carts of Mario, Zelda, and Metroid with the DS carts of Mario, Metroid, and Zelda. So the band's back together, baby. So but yeah, so that was cool. I love getting those old games. One of the weird games on there was a 501. So it literally has 500 NES games on one cart. Like you can buy them on Amazon and stuff. It's bright red. And I was like, what is this? It also had Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter 2, and Super Mario World, which surprisingly enough, I didn't have any of those.
Really?
Yeah, I used to. Street Fighter 2 was one of my first games. Same with Super Mario World. So I don't know where they went. And
Super Mario World was a pack-in game.
Exactly.
You had to actively get rid of that.
I think maybe my siblings lost it or something. Yeah. Oh, wait. You know what happened with Super Nintendo? I ended up with some of my games, but I think my mom threw some of them out. So, so anyway, I was stoked to have that again. I mean, I have Super Mario World in the Super Mario All-Stars bundle, like that mix, but I didn't just have just the cart. So I was like, well, sweet, added bonus. So also came with two zappers, a red and a gray. So I was like, sweet. Nice. But yeah, so that's pretty much been my weekend. You know what? We're going to get into this before we get into the news, because I did something extremely fun on Saturday that was really important for me to do. I took my 6-year-old nephew out and got him his first Nintendo. So he got a 2DS, just the Wedge, because he's got 3 younger brothers that will destroy it. Yeah. So I recorded the whole thing, and one of the things in the video, he's like, "My brothers aren't going to touch this because they ruin all my stuff."
Well, lucky for him, the Wedge is indestructible.
Yeah, I think it is. I also bought him the protection plan, though.
Nice. Good call.
So,
Good call.
I mean, let me give you a quick example of his younger brother, who's 4. They have one of those monitors that has a video camera on it, right? And the monitor's in their room, so the parents have the screen out in their room. And, and they can talk. And there's a microphone in their little screen and can tell the kid, "Hey, go to sleep, lay down." Well, the 4-year-old got tired of it, jumped up, grabbed the camera, and smashed it into the wall.
Wow.
You know, he's crazy. But no, I think I've mentioned on here, just my uncle, he really got me into gaming. When I was 6, he took me to Transformers, took me to Toys R Us, let me buy an Insepticon. We went to the arcade. Like, it's such a cherished memory. And so I took him to an old school arcade. I took him out to lunch. And let him pick out the 2DS, and it was really a lot of fun. And the video's almost edited, so it'll be up on my YouTube channel soon. But he was super cute. Like, we went to Just Peachy and sat and played Mario Kart 8 on the Switch for a little bit, and he really enjoyed it. So nice. It was very cool. So, woo, that's it. This week's releases.
There's a ton. There are a ton.
We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on it. We're just going to go through the list so it doesn't take up a lot of time. But the first game, I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but Sign Mora X or EX. It says it's out now. I think it's out digitally.
Yes. This
game physically is being very elusive. I pre-ordered it Sunday from Amazon. They have no indication of when it's coming out. GameStop doesn't have it in their computer as a physical. Best Buy says sold out online. The only place that you could order it was Target, and I don't even know if they know what they're doing. So right. I'm thinking this might have a physical release date that got pushed, but the digital came out, kind of like Gunvolt and whatnot.
Well, I think you and I talked about it a little bit. The cartridges are an interesting issue for some of these releases, and we don't have to get too far into this, but I think the price for the manufacturers per cartridge is kind of shying some of them away from going with the physical route, which is unfortunate. If that's the case, that's how it feels. No manufacturer has said that. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, this is a game that wavered, I guess. It went from being $10 more for the physical copy and then dropped back down to the same price as digital, but we can't find the physical copy anywhere.
So I saw an article, again, don't remember where, but this was unplanned conversation. Nintendo doesn't allow you to charge a different price for the physical release unless you add something that makes it more money. So some company added a downloadable CD or album, and that made the $10 difference, which cost them nothing, but covers the difference for the price.
I see.
But so I don't think Nintendo's going to allow people to say, like, you can buy it for $20 online or $30 physical.
Yeah, I mean that would mess with retail and everything. But yeah, so I don't know where this game is. It looks like an updated version of UN Squadron from the Super Nintendo. I don't know why it has an M rating. I'm not really sure about that. From the video I saw, that wasn't justified, but I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but I was kind of excited to jump in and play it. I don't know where it is, so we'll get to it eventually. But with that, why don't you just go through this list real quick?
Okay. Well, the 27th of September, we're getting a little special something. Arcade Archives Mario Brothers.
Woohoo!
Do you want to stop there, or do you want to just go through?
It's a hard one not to stop on. Are you going to pick it up?
Yeah, I'll pick that one up. It's a classic nostalgia title. It's worth having.
Do you know the best place for that game was Super Mario Brothers 3 when the character would cross over and you would hit the button and you have to fight to be able to play next? That was literally the best place for that game because, like, I've bought it. I have it on my Wii. I looked at my Wii U, my digital library, and I was like, oh, Mario Brothers isn't here and it's just not complete. So I bought it. I've never played it. There's just no way, you know? So it's one of those titles that it needs to be around, but you kind of wish it would just, like, kind of go away a little bit.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I doubt I'll ever play it, and especially solo. What do you do with that game solo?
I know why it's first. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, there you go. So I'll pick it up. I just
Same
to have it, not to ever play it, honestly.
Yeah.
So up next, September 28th, and the rest of these are September 28th, and I feel like I've missed some, so I apologize. You can let us know in the chat. P-Cross S, September 28th. Conga Master Party, September 28th.
Woohoo!
Inverses, September 28th. I'm not going to say September 28th anymore. They are all September 28th.
Thank you for that.
Demo, Sparkle 2, Brave Dungeon, and Dark Witch Combat.
Okay.
Astro Bears Party. And a little special something to me, Golf Story, is coming out, has been confirmed for Thursday, September 28th.
I'm just a little excited for that one.
Oh, I'm very excited for that one. You
kind of look like you dressed for the occasion.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm always in my golf attire, ready to play some.
You have a Hawaiian shirt on, and then a hat with a Hawaiian shirt on it. Apparently.
Yeah. You gotta match. Gotta coordinate.
Did you sit on your hat at one point?
I laid on it and it bled through. So we're also getting One Piece Unlimited World Red Deluxe Edition, September 29th. FIFA 18, September 29th. And it's not on here, but I don't know how we forgot it. The biggest thing we're getting September 29th, the SNES Classic.
Boom. Are you getting one?
Huge. Oh, I'm going to try. I don't have a let's put it this way. Next week's podcast is going to either be salt-free or extremely salty. and you'll find out if I got one next Tuesday based on my attitude.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, according to somebody in our Discord, I think it was Rapali, he said a rumor he heard is that Targets are going to have like 300 in their inventory. So, hopefully that's the case. I hope these things are readily available. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yes. I said if targets get 300 per store, I will handwrite a letter to the entire NPC fam and mail that out. And apologize for all the bad things I've said. But I don't think that's going to be a problem, so I'm not too worried about it. But I hope there's enough that we can get them, and then in the weeks following, I hope there's a steady amount. So,
what game are you most looking forward to on that thing?
Man, I don't know. Probably. I really loved Super Ghouls and Ghosts, or is it Ghosts and Goblins at that point?
Right. Yeah. Who knows?
That's one of my favorites of all time. So Super Mario World, Earthbound, I want to play again. I don't know. I don't think I'm excited for any one particular.
Star Fox 2, baby. I can't wait.
Yeah. Have you went back and played Star Fox recently?
No.
It's just, it's dated. Not, and it is what it is, but the 3D just doesn't hold up as well as I would have liked. But yeah, I'll play it. I'll definitely play it. So
okay. Well,
I'm excited.
What
are you most excited for?
Well, I was excited for Star Fox 2, and then you sucked all the love out of my
It's going to be
excitement.
Great.
So I don't even know how I feel now. I might not even pick up my pre-order. I don't know.
Don't do that. Don't do that. It's going to be amazing. Star Fox 2 is going to be a 10 out of 10. It's going to be a friggin' blue shell. Don't worry about it.
It's going to be the Star Fox that should have been on Wii U.
Well, I don't want to go that far.
All right. Hey, we're moving right along. We're going to be able to actually talk about our talking points that we were supposed to talk about last week. This is nice. This is good. So, news. Stardew Valley has been approved. So everybody that goes on Twitter and looks at a tweet from Nintendo of America, you can finally stop tweeting, when is Stardew Valley coming out? There are tweets about Monster Hunter Ghost Stories. When is Stardew Valley coming out? There are tweets about Golf Story. That's great. When does Stardew Valley come out?
Well, to be fair, they didn't say the release date yet. That's still to be determined. But it's been approved.
It's been approved. So just chill on Twitter, okay? Just take a breath. Think of the next game you want to come out and go tweet it somewhere else.
Yeah, there you go.
Are you going to play Stardew Valley?
Yeah. I haven't played it before, but it looks really cool. Kind of fill that Animal Crossing void a little bit. That farm simulator.
How dare you? No, I'm just kidding.
I know they're different, but they're very similar. But yeah, I mean, it looks entertaining. I'll definitely pick it up. That's I was never a huge indie fan before, and I'm really loving the indies because they're not too expensive, so I don't feel guilty buying 2 or 3 of them. Where a $60 title, you may feel a little guilty buying a few. Not you per se, but
I feel guilty.
You just okay. Moving on. I will pick it up. I'm excited to play it. I never got to play it. I want to play it. Please let me play it soon. Let me play it before Mario. Otherwise, my answer may change. Are you going to pick it up?
I think so. I don't know. My backlog on the Switch is now out of control.
Oh, it's terrible.
Completely out of control. And we're going to talk about that in a little bit, but it's out of control. But I think the reason you're enjoying these indie games is because we don't have Virtual Console. I think that Virtual Console is going to be a shadow over indie games unless what Nintendo is doing is saying, hey, indie games are a thing. They are a thing that you should play. They are quality. And if we get in the habit of going, hey, there's indie games mixed with Virtual Console games now, they're not going to get overshadowed so badly. But I think if this game, if the Switch had come out with Virtual Console, it would have been bad for indies.
I see why you say that. But I don't think it has to be, because let's say they just dumped, and they're not going to do it this way, but let's say they dumped all of their virtual content Just said, here you go. Here's a backlog of 6,000 games. You can buy them at your leisure. You're gonna buy the ones you want. You're gonna play them for 15 seconds, like Destinot said previously, and then you're gonna want something new, right? Because we've already played these games over and over and over, and we want to have them, but you want something new. Like Golf Story is completely new. We don't have anything like that. Stardew Valley is different. Don't have anything like it. I mean, SteamWorld Dig 2, the Virtual Console is not going to have anything quite like that. So, I, if you only have enough money to buy one game, maybe you'll buy your favorite Mario Brothers 3 or Super Mario World instead of one of these games. So I could see it hurting in that case, but I don't think that has to be true.
Well, I mean, there's a stigma with Nintendo fans that they only buy Nintendo games, right?
Yeah.
That's definitely a thing. But I think the DS actually helped break me of that, because I ended up buying a lot of not a lot, but a handful of indie titles, Gunvolt and Shovel Knight, and that kind of stuff, to just start trying some of these other games out. And even though they're not a AAA title, they can still be a ton of fun. Still be a ton of fun. And there's a lot of these indie titles coming out to physical release too, which just like makes my wallet cry. But I'm afraid these are going to be the ones that are so hard to find like a year from now, and then 10 years from now, impossible to find. So I'm like, Switch games are like Pokemon for me. I've got to catch them all, basically.
That is an expensive Pokemon.
I know, bro. I know. I can't wait for the holidays where it's like buy two, get one free. I'm going to take full advantage of that. So
there you go.
The next thing here is Digital Foundry did a nice comparison of Super Mario Odyssey docked versus undocked. And you say it's a pretty good watch. Go check it out. Give me the lowdown, because I didn't see it.
Okay. So they talked about and I'm not going to go too far into it. Go check it out. It was worth watching. I enjoyed all 7 minutes of it. They talk about the game runs at 900p, at least as of right now. You know how Nintendo likes to optimize before final release. So who knows what we'll see. But it's 900p docked, 60 frames per second. And then undocked, it's obviously 720, but there are ways they've got around it by eliminating the draw distance just enough that you can't tell on the small screen. Some of the other stuff they did was kind of cool. So like the game runs at 60 frames per second, but the camera mode runs at 30 frames per second, but it actually has higher resolution textures for camera mode. If you actually zoom in on the background and the textures, the pictures you snap are going to be higher resolution than the actual gameplay.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's really, really good watch. You should definitely go watch it. Everyone go watch it. Digital Foundry, not a sponsor, but check them out.
I'll try to get a link for that, throw it in the show notes if I can.
Yes, I'll shoot it over to you.
Cool. Okay, man. We get to talk about our talking points and our reviews. Now, because I'm going to do full reviews on my YouTube channel, I'm going to give you guys just the quick versions here. I'm going to go ahead and start, since I've got 3 of them to do, and you've got just the SteamWorld Dig, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, let's start with Pokken Tournament. That game is a 9 for me.
Wow.
Like, I think, or maybe I actually should pull it up here. It was a 9 or an 8. I can't remember. They're all kind of blending in my brain right now. So, and I literally broke these numbers down, and like, this was the most in-depth review I've ever done. So make sure to go check out the video, because I break down story, control, gameplay, like all of the above. And hopefully I don't melt my computer right now trying to open these things up. But in fact, it's opening too slow, so I'm just going to bag it. But Dragon Ball, Pokken Tournament. I was really surprised at how it mixed up, kind of mashed together a bunch of fighting games, and then added a whole new layer with the phase shift where you actually fight like in a circle. I thought it was really neat. You could dodge some like range attacks and that kind of thing. And then it was triggered by a move. So if you did a certain move, it would lock it back into the 2D fighting, and was it was just really neat. The controls were spot on. The gameplay was fun. Story is kind of lacking. There's not a whole lot there, but I mean, it's a fighting game. I don't think you're buying this game for that reason, right? But
Sure.
it was really a good game. Like I recommend it. The biggest con with it is playing split screen. Instead, like on most fighting games, you see both characters and you just fight, right? But this, when you do 2-player, it actually splits the screen and you see both sides, and the frame rate really suffers because of that.
Huh.
So,
if you had to compare it, is there any fighting game it compares to?
Here's what I'll say. I got my notes just popped up in front of me right here. So, my final score was an 8, and that was the average of everything together. As far as a game I would compare it to, Smash. Actually, the game I would compare it to the most is Smash Bros. And the reason is I initially thought it was going to be Tekken with a Pokemon coat of paint,
right?
But the reality is it is a very oh man, the word was on the tip of my tongue. Basically, it's a very friendly game to players that are not very advanced at fighting games. It allows them. It's a great introductory, basically, to fighting games. It's kind of like you hit up an A to do your super, over an A or down an A. It's not like Street Fighter where you've got to hit a certain combination on the D-pad and then followed by a button.
Right.
But at the same time, like Smash, I can see a very deep fighting game the further you get into it. And so it, I don't know. I was really surprised by it. I mean, I remember Destinot talking very fondly of it, and I never really got a chance to try it. And man, I'm excited to play it some more. That is for sure. It also looks good off docked and undocked. And so, like I said,
Nice.
it's an 8 for me. Let's go into Lego Ninjago, and the final score on this one was a 7.5. Now, a lot of that boiled down to the controls being not the best. Sound was okay, story's okay, content's okay. Graphics to me were a 9. Like, the game's beautiful.
Yeah.
And here's this is where this game shines. If you've played a Lego game before, you know that they basically are easy mode, right? Like, they're almost made for little kids, where you don't have to worry about your health. You basically hit one button to attack, one button to jump, and there's not a whole lot of variety to it.
Right.
Lego Ninjago is like an arcade style brawler where you have jump attacks, you have combos that you can do, you have different button combinations between Y and X, and there's also on-rail shooter segments where you're flying in a mech and shooting stuff and shooting, just crazy stuff. And there's a ton happening on the screen. No slowdown except for when it's supposed to be there, like they do some slow motion camera work or whatever. It's literally like you're playing the movie. Like,
yeah, that's how it looks.
Yeah, and so my final score 7.5 is still, I would still say it's a good game. It's a if you are looking to kind of scratch that itch of like an arcade brawler, it's definitely this one. Like, and it's nice that stuff is mixed up by the rail shooter, and it's done well. And so I don't know. I was like pleasantly surprised. I wasn't expecting a whole lot. I was expecting what I've come to know from Lego games, and I felt like this game moved the series forward. Now, I haven't played a Lego game in quite some time, so I don't know. I can't compare it to its most recent, like, actual Lego game. I'm not talking about like Lego City Undercover or something like that, but like usually the movie Lego games, like the Marvel superheroes or whatever. They're usually all pretty similar, and this one feels like a step in the right direction. So, the last one, I haven't written out my review for it yet, but Dragon Ball Z. I would say it is probably between a 7.5 and an 8. I need a little more time with it to really find out. Like it really surprised me in the fact that like it felt like the superhero game that I have been wanting to play forever. It felt like I wasn't expecting to be flying around and fighting things in the air. Now, because it's really over the top and I feel like they really tried to do a lot, the controls, they can kind of suffer a little bit. The gameplay can kind of suffer a little bit, but what they're going for when it works is awesome. Like when the cylinders are all firing, this game is a ton of fun. And the fact that it has like raids, basically. I don't know if raid is the best word, but like boss fights where you can go in with 6 people and attack. I haven't had the chance to do that yet, but if it is as fun as it looks like from videos I've seen, this game has a whole lot to offer. And I'm not even a big fan of Dragon Ball Z. I remember watching it like when I first got married, we had like one channel that worked. And so it was like Seinfeld, Dragon Ball Z, and some guy that yelled really loud in the mornings trying to sell knives and coins. And, and so like, I had no clue. I'm like, oh, Goku. I remember that name. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really, up on all of it, but it does a good job of just kind of like throwing you in and you don't feel like you're lost. You know, like I was like, oh, I got a good idea of what's happening here. And essentially the story is time's been getting messed up and you have to go and fix it. Like they've been changing stuff by going back in time. Stuff's not happening the right way, whatever. So, the game controls nice. It looks really good on the Switch. I guess it's 30 frames a second compared to 60 on the other consoles. But it wasn't a game that it really mattered for me. The art style and everything was really good. And so I was impressed. So it's definitely a 7.5 or an 8. Like it's well done.
It looks interesting. I mean, graphically, I'm not a huge fighter fan, but
so it's not really a fighter as far as like Pokken or Street Fighter. It's more of a brawler, like stuff coming at it's almost like a 3D Double Dragon in a way, but you can fly and it's got like way over the top. Like seriously, like this same team should make a Superman game. Like they got the flying down pretty good, and if it had a little more polish, I think it could be great. You know, so yeah, it's not necessary, and there may be some fighting like versus stuff. Again, I spent like maybe an hour total, and because there's a lot of like story and dialogue and whatnot, like. I only finished up like, I think 3 chapters. And so, yeah, but so far everything I played, I've really enjoyed. And it may be a good game for when we hit one of those lulls, like winter.
There's no lulls coming.
Well,
we have too many.
I know there used to be. I think the lulls have slowly gone away, but maybe like next May.
Yeah, maybe if you're lucky.
Yeah,
it's getting out of control. Okay, so that's interesting. That's not what I expected to hear. So,
dude, I did not expect that either. I was pleasantly surprised. Like, wow, these 3 games are awesome.
Okay. So then I will get into my SteamWorld Dig 2 review. Is that one you're going to pick up, or are you going to wait for physical to come or never come out?
I'm just going to wait for a little bit. If I don't see anything, I watched Run Jump Stomp.
Yeah.
Playing it on Twitch, and I was like, man, this looks fun. It looks really good.
Yeah, I'm not going to go too deep into the review because my reviews are not nearly as thorough as yours. But I bought the game with the intent of just playing a little bit, and I put like 2.5 to 3 hours into it, and I did not anticipate that. The game is gorgeous. The art style is great. The There's tons of depth to it. If you're on the fence, jump off the fence, run to the store. I don't know how you'd run to the store. Buy an eShop card, I guess. I don't know where I'm going with this. And buy the game. So it's really good. Here's the crazy thing. For me, this game is a blue shell. So it is a must-own game.
Wow.
So there's depth. You can upgrade all of your gear. You start off and you can only be in the mines for maybe 2 minutes before you run out of light. And then you can upgrade your lantern so you can stay a little bit longer, upgrade your axe so you can dig easier, mine faster. I'm loving the game. It's the perfect game for the Switch or any console. If you don't have a Switch and you're listening and you want to pick it up somewhere else, just play it. It's an amazing game. Definitely worth the pickup.
Yeah, Kirby Geek saying SteamWorld Dig and SteamWorld Heist both came out in physical copies. I'm crossing my fingers that both those games will come out with SteamWorld Dig 2, and they would all be on one cart. That's what I'm kind of hoping, get that the full experience, kind of like they're doing with Snipper Clips. So
yeah.
Another game worth mentioning, I know it's not a Nintendo game, it's an Xbox exclusive that comes out on Friday, is Cuphead. And that has a Contra 2D like side-scrolling shooter feel. If that game hasn't been on your radar, at least go watch so you can see the artwork, because it's available on I think you'll be able to play it on PC as well as Xbox One, but it looks really pretty. So you might even see me streaming that this weekend some. So yeah. So it sounds like it was a good week for games, man.
Yeah. I think this next week is going to be another great weeks for games.
Oh yeah.
We've got a ton of stuff coming out this week. So FIFA is looking great. So I was going to try to hold off. I might end up getting it. There's just so much stuff coming out this week. So we'll see if I do.
If you get FIFA, I'll get FIFA, and we need to do some kind of winner takes all, like something crazy.
The NPC Cup? Is that what you're suggesting?
The NPC Cup, yeah.
That's what you're suggesting?
That is what I'm suggesting.
Well, then challenge accepted.
Oh, good. I've never played a FIFA before in my life, so...
I have years ago, so I'm not more prepared than you are.
I've been playing Mario Soccer on a DS, so, Mario Sports All-Stars or whatever. Hey, I have a special treat for everybody, and I don't see Captain Logan here, but you guys get to experience something live with us real quick.
I have no idea what's coming, so I apologize if... Okay.
You guys see this right here?
Yeah.
These are Amiibo in a package.
Yeah.
This is hard for me.
Oh my goodness. Are you?
This is hard.
I can't believe it.
This is hard to do.
I don't believe it.
Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh, ooh. Sweet cardboard. I'm so sorry.
That sounded painful.
It did.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Somehow I feel like you're still faking this. I'm not sure how yet. I'll have to look into that.
It's trick photography.
Yeah, somehow you are David Blaining me right now.
I had to squish the Metroid, man. It's all squishy.
Oh, it's squishy. Who knew?
Yeah, so as my wife today, God bless her, she was looking for sign Mora all over the place. She didn't find it, but she found me an extra Samus and Metroid. So, nice. So I still have the one package. So don't.
Yeah, I assumed that was the case. There was no way you were gonna do that.
But I hear that the Metroid, it's not only squishy, which is cool, but I guess this makes a great shot glass. So if that's your thing. But
it doesn't look like it would.
No, it doesn't. I'm kidding. I'm
Okay.
kidding. But anyway, so there you go, guys. Live on the show, I
Wow.
opened an amiibo. I do want to point out
Bravo.
the stand on here has the sweet little like S from like the Screw Attack. So I love it. Kirby Geek says it doesn't count.
Yeah, no duplicates. That's cheating. That doesn't. It was probably as painful, and I guarantee you, I'm willing to bet a week's or 2 weeks paycheck that Josh stared at the two boxes to determine which one was the slightly better box to make sure he doesn't accidentally open that one.
Oh yeah, yep, you're absolutely right. I looked at the corners and immediately saw this one at a creased corner. I was like, that's the one. So there you go. But hey, that was fun. That was fun. It smells like plastic and rubber in my office now, thanks to the Metro.
It's a new smell.
It's yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they like being freed from their box. I haven't decided yet, but so let's talk Doom, Wolfenstein, and the fact that Bethesda said this is only the beginning of our relationship with Nintendo. Are we going to see Fallout?
Well, I don't see why not. Skyrim isn't that far off, and it's got to use a similar engine. So at least Fallout 3, but that wouldn't surprise me.
I want to stop you right there for a second. You mentioned Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
What if we got actual Zelda DLC for Skyrim that was exclusive to the Switch? They've already shown the armor, right? And the sword. But what if, like, down the road, there was DLC that was like that took us on a nice little adventure into the land of Zelda? Would you dig that?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
You don't know?
Well, it sounds really good in theory, but what character are you gonna play? Are you gonna play as Link?
No, he would be an NPC you'd fight alongside.
Got it. Okay.
I'm making this up as we go.
Yeah, I know. But I need to know these questions before I answer this hypothetical. So
yeah.
And okay. So who's designing the Hyrule world?
Bethesda. They're the team behind Skyrim.
So is it going to look like Skyrim?
Yes.
Or is it? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, it sounds cool, and that would be neat. I'd like to see it, but like they need to tread lightly with Zelda.
Well, for sure. But I think what brought it to my mind was the fact that we've seen Mario plus Rabbids, right, from Ubisoft, which was kind of out of left field, right? Like, whoa, this is happening. And then I also thought, like, man, like new DLC for Skyrim, a game that's how old, and the only place you're getting it is on the Switch. Like, I almost wonder if that would be a system seller for some people, just to be able to do more in Skyrim and have it be Zelda related, you know?
Probably. People are still playing Skyrim, and it's, what, 6 years old now? 5, 6 years old?
Oh, yeah. At least, yeah.
So, yeah, and people are still playing it. So, it would probably sell systems if they got something exclusive. I doubt the outfit alone is going to be enough, but I don't think it matters. I think the game's still going to sell incredibly well.
Yeah, I completely agree. But so let's move into our main talking point here. I mean, Bethesda said this is the beginning of our relationship with Nintendo, and they have more so than any other publisher shown that they are all in on the Switch, bringing games like Doom, Skyrim, Wolfenstein 2. I mean, Wolfenstein 2, now I know why it's one of the reasons it's not releasing the day it comes out on the other systems. It's the same day as Mario Odyssey. That would be just a poor choice to have happen on the Switch. But like, I'm ready for relevant M-rated games to be back on Nintendo systems. You know, I mean, Perfect Dark going all the way back to the 64 or Turok. I mean,
Yeah.
those games set a high bar back then. They don't necessarily hold up that well now, but they set a high bar back then, and they were on Nintendo systems. And I'm as a shooter fan, I'm ready. I'm ready, man. I'm ready to do some PvP in Doom on my Switch.
Yeah, I'm excited. I didn't play Doom, so this will be my first go through on it, and I've heard amazing things about it. So I'm excited for that one. And all the initial reports are saying whatever you hear doesn't matter. It's Doom. It plays like it should. It looks like it should, which is very impressive because that's not old Skyrim on an old engine. That's a modern, good-looking game that they're figuring out how to put on that little portable. That's awesome. Super awesome.
Super awesome.
Awesome.
Look, I played through the first like 3 or 4 missions of Doom, and it's a blast. You're in for a treat, man. Like I have on the youtube.com/the loot cave, I have all the slow-mo kills, or all the glory kills in slow motion. And so like if you want to get a taste of how brutal that game is, go check that out. Destinaut says the Doom engine scales very well, and it should look amazing on the Switch. Followed by Josh has played the menu of Doom. Thank you, Destinaut.
That's a great menu. Great menu. Yeah, and what Destinaut says appears to be true because the game looks incredibly well. It holds up really well on the Switch. So I'm excited. I'm excited to play it. And I don't know. It looks like Wolfenstein 2 is going to be the same game that comes out on the other consoles, probably just a scaled down version, which I don't have any issue with. I mean, I get it's the difference between having a high-end PC and a low-end PC, right? You're just getting the same game. You're just running it at 30 frames instead of 60 frames, or medium or lower res textures instead of the high res textures. I'm okay with that because of what the Switch offers that nothing else can. That portability.
Yeah, that's true. And I mean, I hope some other companies start following suit, man. I want to see, like it. I buy Madden every year. I really wanted to buy Madden on Switch this year.
I think they really missed an opportunity because I think I don't buy Madden every year. I would have bought Madden on the Switch. So I think they missed an opportunity. So I have no doubt you'll see Madden next year on the Switch. Just might not have quite made the cut. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, can you think of some games that you would like to see come back, or maybe even be Switch exclusives that would be M-rated? One that comes to my mind, I think we've even mentioned it on here, is the Time Splitter series. Right? Like that has such a GoldenEye feel, right? I mean, the box of Time Splitters 2 says heir apparent to GoldenEye. And I've even gone back and streamed some Time Splitters 3 on the GameCube. It's a blast. And I'm so ready. Somebody asked me not too long ago, like, oh, I just picked up the Wii U. What are the good shooters on there? And I'm like, what?
Zombie U?
Why did you buy I mean, you got Deus Ex. I don't know how it plays. I have it. I've never even popped it in. There is a GoldenEye game on there, but again, I've not heard anything good. So, so there are some shooters. There's like a Sniper Elite game. So there are even a few M-rated games, but I don't feel like the system was barely relevant. So let alone trying to put relevant shooters on here. But I don't think any of us really expected, even though we saw Skyrim on the Switch, I don't think anybody really expected to see a game like Doom or Wolfenstein show up on this machine and
No.
and play the way it does.
Especially not this early. The system's only been out just over 6 months. Maybe we're close to 7 months now. So I didn't expect us to get this kind of quality of titles, or even a title graphically like Doom or Wolfenstein this early. I thought that would have came, down the road after people figured out how to optimize a little better. So
Captain Logan's in the chat. You missed it, bud. I opened the amiibo just for you, man.
he shed a tear while doing it.
Yeah. There were like children crying all around. It was crazy. So, yeah, that's, and it really does surprise me that we're seeing like it was out of just completely out of left field.
Yeah, it was. I heard, and this isn't so much of a shooter, but I heard something, and I wasn't going to bring it up because it's complete rumor right now. But the guy, and he even said in the post, the guy who I guess leaked LA Noire before anyone else, he said his source mentioned that Rockstar's working on another game for the Switch, and the title of said game shouldn't surprise us. So his speculation is Grand Theft Auto 5. My thoughts are maybe Red Dead or GTA 5, but either of those would be
Don't sleep
amazing.
on table tennis.
And that's what someone else said too. But either of the two I mentioned would be amazing on the Switch. Both M-rated, not shooters. They're more third person, right? But I would love to have those. So if that turns out to be true, that's gonna be huge. It's gonna be huge.
Yeah, you know what else is gonna be huge? The mini SD card that you're gonna need for all of the content.
I'm okay with hey, let's get back to the SD cards. We've got time. We've got infinite time, right? I'm okay with SD cards. I think everyone thinks I'm against it or something. I'm okay with the SD cards. I am not okay with you as a manufacturer knowing your game is 18 gigs and saying, we're going to buy a 8 gig cartridge or a 16 gig cartridge. That means you never technically own physically the entire game. For one, that's what that means, because what happens when the eShop goes down? You can only play a portion of your game. On top of that, that's some bogus junk. I'm trying to be really politically correct here. That is some bogus junk right there, because now they're putting the cost on us and not in development. So anyways.
Hey, just be glad that we aren't getting charged what we should be getting charged for games because of inflation.
Yeah, game prices haven't went up in a long time. I would rather them charge $70 for Switch games than play this game that they're starting to play with. Not all of them. So far, it's only been a couple games. Like Doom's going to have that same issue. So it's all physical except for multiplayer is a download. Which that one doesn't bother me as much because it makes total sense. If you own the game but don't have access to online or the eShop's gone, what good is multiplayer anyways?
Yeah, not only that, but I believe unless things have changed, we're going to have to pay to play online.
Yeah, sometime next year, right?
Yeah, beginning of the year, maybe. I don't know the exact date anymore, but I don't know. I'm very excited for what we're seeing. Like Nintendo is back. Like they are back with a vengeance, and I mean, they haven't even hit us with some of their. I mean, look, Zelda's gonna probably be game of the year. Who knows what Mario Odyssey, look at this guy.
Hey, I love Zelda, but Mario Odyssey. So Zelda, I'm gonna do my best Kanye. Zelda, I'm gonna let you finish. But Mario Odyssey had the best game of all time this year.
Or did you get? Is it out of your system?
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
So who knows? But if we have two Nintendo titles that are contenders for Game of the Year, that's incredible right there. Not to mention everything else that's come out on this system already. Like,
Yeah.
if you were a Wii U owner, it was like, when's the next game coming out? Like the year that Breath of the Wild got pushed back another year, there was literally no holiday game for the Wii U, and you're like, what?
I had a
What?
Wii U, and it wasn't just Nintendo, but there was like a 2-month period where no game came out for that console. Like legit 2 months. Like Ubisoft, nobody put out a game for that console for like 2 months. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. It was out of control because nobody. I mean, we've talked about it at length.
Yeah.
It's just the entire library is 140 games.
That's crazy. We have, I mean, obviously they're Nintendo indies, but we have more than that now. In 7 months. Between
the Nindies and everything else, I don't know what the exact number is, but it could be close. It definitely could be close. So, and I mean, it's awesome, and it's just it just keeps on going. I want to see what the next company is that goes, hey, guess what? This game is coming. Is it going to be a GTA? Is it going to be is it going to be Fallout 4? Is it going to be, Overwatch? I mean, dude, if Blizzard comes out and says, hey, guess what? Overwatch is coming to the Switch. Like, what?
Yeah. I feel like something like Overwatch would destroy, but it's entirely possible. And with how much steam the Switch is picking up, I think it's likely that we're going to start seeing more and more. And it's not going to be surprising a year from now. We're not going to be going, gosh, I can't believe Nintendo's getting all this stuff. It's going to be the norm, which is what it should have been all along. And I'm glad we're getting back to Nintendo's roots, because it used to be Nintendo and then everyone else. And, this last 2 console generations, it was, PlayStation, Microsoft, neck and neck. And then Nintendo was kind of there for kids. So I'm looking on
and geriatrics.
Yeah. It looks like there are 433 games confirmed as of right now on the Switch.
Wow, that's insanity. Kirby Geek says they just got to add Nintendo skins and people would rebuy. And I believe she's talking about Overwatch. So, could you imagine like Mario running around, or like some of the Mario like costumes or whatever? Like it'd be great. It'd be great. I mean, and the fact, like, dude, this holiday alone, like Rocket League, Mario, like it's craziness. I'm actually somewhat concerned that we're going to see like the market get oversaturated. I'm a little nervous about it, actually. Like, I almost feel like, hey guys, pump the brakes a little bit, because this is out of control.
It is out of control. It's crazy. So like I've got LA Noire, which I want to buy, because part of me is wanting to buy all these games to play them, which I realize I don't have enough time to play all these. But the other part wants to buy all these to support the vendors, so we can get more games in the future. But it's getting crazy. I've got LA Noire coming out. I don't know if they released the date on that one yet, or I don't remember what it was, but I think it's November-ish, right?
I believe, yeah.
Skyrim, Mario Odyssey, a handful of indies that I want to pick up. What was the December release? There was something coming out in December. But
December 1st is like, is that Skyrim? I don't know. There's a couple. I've looked through the list multiple times, and I'm like, I'm just like, what is happening here? I think Rocket League still says holiday. I don't think it has an exact date.
Yeah, I think Skyrim's like November.
Oh, Xenoblade is December. There you go.
Okay. So yeah, there's too many. There's too many good games. It's a crazy problem to have, but that's where we're at. There's too many good games. So.
And not to mention, like, we're getting a MOBA on the system, right? Like, who knows what that could lead to? Because if I can't remember who makes League of Legends or whatever, but like, what if we end up seeing a game like League on the Switch? That doesn't seem like a game that takes all that much to run. So, man, yeah. What the Kirby says, buy two get one free, gonna be my friend this season. Yeah, same. Like same.
It looks like November 17th for Skyrim. So, yeah, there's a ton of good stuff. I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
I don't know. I don't know what my wallet's gonna do. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. Yeah. Well, hey, we got. Do you want to do our quick retro question?
Let's do it. I like this question. So
okay, so Destinaut asked in our Discord, what Nintendo game would you like to see switch genres? And obviously he gave the example. He's been playing Mario plus Rabbids. So we see Mario in an XCOM style game. Go ahead. You said yours was easy, but go ahead.
Yeah, and we already talked about it. So I would like to see a Mario Overwatch style game. So instead of Smash Brothers, you can call it Shooter Brothers. I don't care. I think that would be amazing with Nintendo's level design. The other thing I want to see that I just thought about right now, I saw a duck hunt. The other thing I want to see that maybe Odyssey will kind of scratch that itch a little bit. I want to see them go deeper into Mario as a RPG, not the traditional turn-based RPG, but more like with Skyrim style, open world, Zelda, I guess Breath of the Wild style. I want to see something like that out of a Mario. I think just a little bit more freedom, and maybe Odyssey is going to give me that, and I won't need this. But leveling up unlocks. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, for sure. I think I was going to say the same thing as far as the Overwatch, so that kind of took all the wind out of my sails. But I think, man, and we're seeing it too, right? We're seeing Nintendo give, like, Zelda was a Warriors game, and now we're seeing Fire Emblem become a Warriors game. Kirby Geek says Duck Hunt and anything, also Ice Climbers in a good game.
In a good game. That's
yeah. I mean, if you think about it, Mario used to be like in Wrecking Crew, and like, he was in Donkey Kong and all that kind of stuff. He's really done it all. Man, I'm like, my mind is kind of blank at this point, because I was like, oh, it's going to be Overwatch for sure. When you said it, when we talked about it earlier, you didn't give me your answer. You're like, oh, mine's obvious. I was like,
it's obvious, right?
And I hadn't even thought. I'm like, I don't know what's obvious, but I mean, honestly, that's what I would love to see. Like, I would love to see like Luigi running around, and after seeing Mario plus Rabbids, I want to see that even more, because you see them with, like, he's got his vacuum guns and stuff like that. Like they are pulling from where the characters have been in other games and utilizing that. And so, to see Samus rolling around in a ball and pinballing off people, and then jumping into the air and shooting some missiles down and getting back into cover, like, that would be awesome. I would love that. Getting oh my gosh, my name from Kid Icarus. What's his name? My mind literally just went. My mind literally just went blank. Like, because they have the dark Pit. There it is, Pit. For the amiibo. Yeah. So to see Pit like flying up, like the different characters in over. I mean, man, the potential there could really be cool. And
I mean, you'd have Koopa as your tank. Donkey Kong as the good side tank. I mean, it's too easy. The characters are already set up in such a way that it just needs to happen. It's too easy.
Yeah, too easy for sure. So yeah. Hey, man, we just crested that hour mark. So where can people find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at HateZero. You can find me on our Discord. I've also been playing some Destiny on Xbox, so you can find me on there also at HateZero. No at there, just HateZero. Tune in next week. This is important, everybody. We need to everyone tune in next week, and N64 Josh is going to paint his nails live, pink paint or nail polish rather, live.
Man. Raise your hand if you would like to see this little segment go away.
If we get 20 viewers live, he's going to paint his fingernails.
Ugh. Okay. Well, guys, you're going to find me on Twitter at N64Josh, twitch.tv/N64Josh, youtube.com/N64Josh, which I am going to be putting a little more effort into the YouTube side of things. So make sure to go over there and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. And you're going to find the show notes to this episode at thelootcave.com/NPC38. If you'd like to get yourself a free audiobook from Audible, it's audibletrial.com/NPC. It helps support this show. We really appreciate it. Also, if you want to get yourself a very comfortable gaming chair that I've been sitting in for the last, almost 4 hours now, that's opseat.com. Use coupon code N64Josh. Guys, we appreciate all the reviews we've had on iTunes, but we still need more. So if you have a second and you can write up a review, if you're enjoying the craziness that is the Nintendo Powercast, then let us know on there. We really appreciate it. Come on over, join our Discord, come chat with us, come hang out with us. Monday nights are my main stream night, and I'm last night we played Mario Kart with viewers, and Sneaky Sniper, who HateZero here helped him pay for his Switch. Got to play Mario Kart with me for the first time, and that was a lot of fun getting to do that. So he was pretty stoked. He's like, I don't even know how to add a friend. Like, how do I do it? You know? So I got to walk it there. Right, exactly. So that was awesome to be able to do that. So come on over to our Discord, hang out with us there. You can find that real quick by going to thelootcave.com/NPC Discord. Just type that in your phone. It'll take you right to the invitation page. So thank you guys if you're here with us live on Twitch. We do this at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time on Tuesdays. Twitch.tv/N64Josh. And this has been fun, man. And guys in chat, just hang tight. And if you're just listening, thank you so much. We'll see you next week.
Good night, NPC fam.
You really should stop doing that.
Did I make the cut? Did I make the cut off?
Yeah, I'm still recording.
Oh,
still recording.
That's perfect then. So I made it.
Still,
is what you're saying?
I'm editing all of this.
NPC.